City Hall, the home of KCCA. We expect the Prime Minister to come and address the parish development model implementation in Kampala in just about, it could be an hour from now. But before we get into the real event, we want to get the feel, the expectations from the different officials of KCCA. And right here with me is Mr. Bukenya Henry, he's the head.
But then secondly, to the economy of our country. Because if we are to propel our country to first level country in the world, then we must start with these people. So that's why I told you that we need to credit the president and his entire cabinet for having thought about this, forming this subsistence household into a money, and that's what it is intended to. So we have been having so many of those Ugandans, and for them they only count the day that it comes. If the day comes and have something to eat, that's where they stop. So this parish development model is intended to change that, so that this person, instead of only focusing on food to mouth, is now going to start focusing on having something to save for investment. And that's why we are talking about agricultural value chain, from production, from the farmland, the entire chain, transport, markets, until somebody is able to, because there is even along the way, there is value chain. So there is a lot, and we are looking at that. How best can we as a country, as Kampala, transform the lives of those Ugandans that have only been having something to eat alone? If they can be transformed, if they can be able to get something in their wallet, if they can save something for an investment, even if it is a small investment, that alone transform our economy, Kampala's economy, Uganda's economy, and East Africa. So that is the intention program, and we are very much and willing and able, ready to support each and every activity towards this program.
And currently, what's on everyone's talk when you move out there on the streets is inflation, fuel prices. Could the parish development model be a hope that?
Of course, when you look, you see, the unfortunate bit is that many Ugandans, when you look at the fuel prices in Kampala, well, it is very high. That is very true. But again, have you also thought about the same in other East African countries? I have my friend who traveled to Rwanda last week and was telling me that they bought fuel equivalent of 12,000 per liter of Uganda shillings. So that is tripling of what we are paying here. So for fuel prices, it is very true they are very high to have been paying. But have we looked at the global, what is happening globally? Last time I was watching news on Al Jazeera, and I saw Americans were also crying over fuel prices. And these are great nations think about. So this problem, I think, has been exacerbated because of the war between Russia and Ukraine. But we hope that probably as Uganda, if we can embrace these kind of programs that can be able to bring some income in pockets of Ugandans, then we can be able to circumvent some of these issues. We may not alleviate it totally, but at least we shall have started to the total transformation of our country. So fuel prices, yes, currently they are very high. Definitely we must continue moving as a country. This is a global issue, global phenomenon. So it's not only affecting Uganda as a country. So we must look at how best as a country can be able to overcome this plight.
What are your future prospects? Okay, let's look into, because the parish development model is premised on the National Development Plan, whereby there is an intention to provide over 500 jobs annually and about 2.5 million jobs in the year 2020-2024. Do we think the parish development model will be in position to fulfill the goals of the National Development Plan 3?
Yes, of course, this is one of the strategies that we must embrace as a country. One of them, because there are strategies that we must put in place. Of course, we must credit to the government that, you see, when we are looking at the value chain, there are so many factors that must be brought together in an effort to achieve the bigger picture. And in this case, the bigger picture of transforming our economy as a country must have all factors brought together at the same time. So we are looking at infrastructure development, that if you have roads, right now we have a program of rural electrification. All of these must come together to embrace, because as we are talking about parish development model, that is production, that entire agricultural value chain, we must have good roads. We must have electricity. Why? Because if we are to facilitate production, then these other factors must be at play. Therefore, whereas we are embracing the parish development model, encouraging people to be able to engage in production activities, trying to save for investment, it is also very important to look at these other factors. And the government is not sitting. There are so many, as Kampala, there are so many road infrastructure developments that are going. We are also going ahead now when it comes to commercial service. We are planning to build new markets so that we create more low-cost workers, because this entire value chain, when you look at it from production to the market, therefore we must have all of these other factors at play. So that's why parish development model, for me, I will even call it one of the drives to the economic transformation of our country. Yes.
Well, maybe finally, this one just came in the process. We've had policies before in Uganda. For example, the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda, that was 2014. Then we've also had the industrial policy, that was 2020. And it's that these policies have been intended to solve unemployment, to create employment. But they seem not to have answered what Ugandans expected from them. should we expect? Ugandans want this assurance, in particular people in Kampala, that this one will actually work. Because I don't know. What do you think?
You sound one thing I need to tell you, that each and every program has come or brought in our country targeting specific people. I have to agree with me. When you look at the parish development model, it is majorly targeting those subsistence households that have only living to eat, if I can use that term, not thinking about producing anything, not thinking in economic development in any way. For them, the day that it comes is the day they count. When you look at Buy Uganda, Build Uganda program, it's a very healthy program, and actually it is doing its intended objective. Why? At that level, there is a lot that we are getting as a country, where we are prioritizing products that have been in our country. So that is very important. But also, we are looking now at these subsistence households which have not been engaged in any economic activity. And we are saying, because at the end of the day, once you have these people engage in economic activities, once they start earning, once they start having income at their disposal, then it becomes easier for them to also support the other first programs, like Buy Uganda, Build Uganda. So this person, if he has been been living for, once he's able to start earning something, then he's able to buy a product that has been produced in Uganda. So they work hand in hand. There is no process coming to work in isolation. That is not there. But now the parish development model is targeting these Ugandans to bring them to the economic basket, so that they are also engaged and benefit as those households in this national cake of the country. Therefore, as I wind up, Andrew, this program will enable the other programs to move very fast. Yes.
Very, very interesting. Yes. Yes, the parish development model is going to enable the previous programs. So that's hope for the Ugandan out there. Okay, I've been with Bukenya, the head commercial services, KCCA, actually manager commercial services at KCCA. And right about now, let's get into a short commercial break, and we shall be right back. You're watching SMB.
Rita Andrew says we're getting into a commercial break. Then who am I to refuse and who am I to say no? Break, he gets back with SMB on ground. Good morning, good people.